Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. I'm just going to wait a second for a few people to join us. Then we're going to start talking about a topic that is absolutely going to be brand new information for so many of you, and very important information. So as we get a little bit larger audience, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start teaching you guys about something that I think is revolutionizing the way that we think about obesity and really weight gain. This is a hugely important topic, and I think it's really going to be enlightening for a lot of you guys. So I'm just waiting, guys. I'm just waiting a second for a few more people to join us, okay? And then we'll get started. Take a look at the board. We're going to get started in just one second, guys. I'm just waiting as our audience builds just a little bit more. I'm going to get started, give people a little opportunity to join us here. But this is something that I bet that 99% of you guys have never heard about. Okay, some of you may have, but what I'm going to share with you is some relatively new information and theories that I think we're going to find out are indeed that we can prove, and they will be factual once a little bit more human studies have been done. But when we go through this, I think you guys are going to be shocked, you're going to be enlightened, and it's going to be it's more information that's going to give you better direction on how to help yourself. So okay, let's go ahead, let's get started. I think we've got a few people on here now. So what I'm going to talk to you guys about today is I'm really trying to focus on, you remember, the topics that are most common that I see: fatigue, weight loss issues and metabolism, brain fog, all the things that we see most commonly that I see in my clinic that span across all different types of conditions, right? So I work primarily with thyroid-related dysfunction, thyroid disorders. Hashimoto's is what I primarily work with, which is an autoimmune thyroid condition, just simply because it is the most prevalent autoimmune condition, okay? And I work with thyroid dysfunction, whether it's autoimmune or not. And then we work with Graves' disease some as well, but it is, there's 10 times the Hashimoto's cases than Graves', so we see Hashimoto's more. But one thing that we see very, very commonly, and it can happen to people that even have Graves' disease, which is typically associated with high thyroid output, but typically it's after they've had like some type of ablation or something, and they don't have adequate thyroid hormone levels, or they're having some other problems. But the most common thing that we see, one of the most common complaints that people reach out to me and they want help with, is how can they control their body weight, how can they lower their body weight, how can they increase their energy levels. And this is exactly what we're going to be talking about today. And I think this is going to give you guys, when I first learned this, it changed so many things. It made connections that I never knew. They make sense when you look at it now, but I had no idea how these things were related. So let's get started, because I'm really excited about this topic. But so we're going to talk about a very common cause of slow metabolism that you've never heard about. And I know that most of you haven't. And guys, so if you like this topic, as with all my live streams, do me a favor, share it if you like it. If I see a lot of shares for this topic, I'm going to stay on weight loss, I'm going to stay on metabolism, I'm going to continue on energy production and things that you can do. I'm going to teach you things that you may not have known so that you can help yourself, you can take your own health back, you can be your own advocate. Okay, so if you like this, share it. That's the way I'm going to see that that's a vote that yes, talk more about this kind of stuff. If not, then I'm going to move on to another topic. The other thing that you're going to be doing by sharing this, guys, is you're going to help people that would never have seen this information otherwise. And let me tell you something, this information what I'm getting ready to share with you guys should be shared. Everyone should be made aware of this. Everyone should be made aware of this. Because let me tell you guys something if you don't know about this. We talked about this some in some of my past live streams. What is the number one reason that people die in the United States? What's the number one leading cause of death in the U.S.? Cardiovascular disease, right? Heart disease, okay? Has it always been that way? No, it hasn't. What is promoting heart disease in the U.S.? So if we say, all right, we got this problem, what's promoting it? And by the way, well, let's answer that question first. What's promoting all the heart disease? Why are there so many people with heart disease now? Okay? It comes back down to obesity. Okay? It comes down to obesity. Now, how big of a problem is obesity? Let me just tell you guys, it is a pandemic. Not an epidemic, it is a pandemic. It spreads the entire globe. It spans the entire globe. It has been going on now for decades. Not 10 years, not 20 years, 30 years. It is something that is rapidly increasing. Obesity is a pandemic. It is affecting everyone. It is leading to and promoting the #1 cause of death, which is heart disease. And it is something that we've got to figure out. We've got to figure out. Now, what I'm going to share with you guys is something that your classical thinking behind weight loss is outdated. It's outdated. If you think that it's energy in, energy out, it's like a math problem, or it's physics, right? If you burn more than you consume, you burn more calories than you take in, you lose weight. Well, there's a lot of other factors that come into play. A lot of other factors. Hormonal influences are huge. And if you have the right hormones and you have that recipe of energy in and energy out, then you're going to make some progress. Okay? If you don't, and you don't understand these hormonal connections, then you're going to be fighting a battle that you're not going to win. And you're going to be frustrated, and you're going to think it's you, and it's a vicious cycle of just not understanding. And so, not many people know what we're going to talk about. Okay, so let's get into it. We've got to address obesity if we want to help people prevent cardiovascular disease, if we want to improve so many other problems. Okay, and you're going to see some amazing connections here. So, guys, this is part 1. I'm going to break this into 2 videos because I know that this is going to be 2 different live streams. I'll try to do it tomorrow. If not, I'll do it Monday. This is going to be really, really important for you guys. And remember, you can always come back to these live streams. Just go to our office, the office of Dr. Brad Shook, our page, and you can see the live streams that we've done over the past few days. So it's not going to be like if you miss it, you won't be able to watch it. Okay? So here's the thing. How many of you guys know what uric acid is? How many of you know what uric acid is? A lot of you know what uric acid is. Now, why do you guys know what uric acid is? Right? The ones that know it personally know it for a reason. Because high uric acid levels create lots of problems. Who knows? Who can tell me in the comments, just post in there, what do high uric acid levels cause or contribute to? Now, don't cheat and look at everything that I wrote up here. But I don't have actually what I'm looking for. What's the diagnosis that people that have high uric acid, what's one of the complications, the most common complication that most people know of when they have high uric acid levels? What is that complication? What drives them to their doctor? They might not even know they have high uric acid, but high uric acid causes one problem that's really painful. I know you guys know. You're probably posting it in the comments, but I can't see it. Okay? So what is that? It's gout, right? Gout, where typically it's the joint of the big toe, the great toe, so your big toe, the joint right behind it is usually affected the most by gout. Now, high uric acid levels will cause these deposits of these uric acid crystals in the joint that cause major amounts of inflammation. And if you've had gout, you know it is absolutely, unbelievably miserable, right? So a lot of people know uric acid for that reason. But guys, what I'm getting ready to share with you is, I think, you're going to have a lot of aha moments, okay? Because uric acid levels are really high in most people that have obesity, right? They're obese, they're insulin resistant, they have metabolic syndrome, they're pre-diabetic. Uric acid levels are higher in those people. And let me tell you something. If you have a normal body weight, but you have high uric acid levels, you are predisposed to obesity. Okay? Now, some of the information I'm going to share with you guys has been studied quite a bit in animal models. So we know how it affects animals. The research is being done. It may have been done at this point, but they're really looking at how it affects humans. And I'm just going to tell you right now that we observed clinically that everything I'm going to tell you is indeed what happens, what uric acid does to your body or does to humans, what I'm going to share with you that we know occurs, and we've observed in animal models with mice, that it does occur in humans as well. Now, some of these things we know, some of them are more specifically have been observed in animal models. But I'm going to tell you right now that the science will catch up. Okay? So high uric acid levels causes gout. we're going to talk about what drives high uric acid. I'm going to in a minute, but so let's just say this: uric acid is something we can measure in the bloodstream. We check it on every single person that we work with. When I work with people as distance consulting clients, we typically start with a comprehensive metabolic panel, and we look at uric acid because guess what? When I'm looking at blood sugar and I'm looking at blood sugar dysregulation, I look at fasting blood sugar, a hemoglobin A1C, which looks at blood sugar over 3 months, fluctuations over 3 months. I look at triglycerides, and I look at uric acid because they're all connected. All right, they're all connected. So, high uric acid, one of the things it does, it promotes gout, which we know about, but it's been shown to increase blood pressure. Okay, drive an increase in blood pressure. That's primarily through constriction of the vessels, because you know your arteries can dilate, get bigger, and they can constrict. So it stimulates an increased pressure in the vascular system through constriction, right? So it stimulates the nervous system to constrict the vessels, and that increases pressure. So it can drive up blood pressure. It can promote insulin resistance. Now, guys, what is insulin resistance? It's a state of pre-diabetes, basically, if you're not already diabetic. But it definitely has been shown to increase insulin resistance. It's also been shown to promote inflammation, actually stimulate the immune system. Because biologically, when you look at at animals that have higher uric acid levels, and when you really study how things occur in nature, if you look at the emperor penguins, which have huge amounts of body fat, they march their way 60 miles inland in Antarctica. The males and females do. The females lay their eggs. The male sits there and incubates the egg while the female goes back to the ocean, gets fish, and comes all the way back. And when they studied these emperor penguins, they saw all these biochemical changes from them being extremely obese and having all these biological markers that we would call in humans diabetes. We would call it diabetes. We would call it pre-diabetic or diabetes. And then when they march in and they burn through all their carbohydrate and their sugar stores and they switch to burning fat for energy, they start seeing changes in all these biological markers. And once the male penguins that march all the way in and sit on the eggs and wait for the females to go and come back, once they burn through all their fat and they start burning muscle for energy, uric acid goes up. And when they started observing this, they were like, well, what in the world? Why is uric acid going up? And what they found was that uric acid increased fat storage. So it inhibited or decreased your body's ability to burn fat, and it decreased energy production. Now think about it. If you're starving and you're in a starvation state like these emperor penguins that are waiting, trying to incubate this egg, then this would be a beneficial survival mechanism. Right? So they first observed there that this decreased fat storage, this increased storage in fat, when uric acid went up, it increased storage of fat, decreased energy production, increased inflammation to stimulate the immune system better, to increased insulin resistance, because guys, you want to have, if you're starving, you want to conserve every bit of energy, right? So they looked at this mechanism, they said, hey, uric acid's having all these effects on people, right? It's having all these effects. So, which are survival mechanisms that would help preserve their life for longer in a state of starvation. And they, guess what, guys? They also observe this in guess what else? Bears, right? So what do bears do every year? Bears gorge, get fat, hibernate, wake up, gorge again, hibernate. And guess what they did when they looked at a bear's their metabolism, and they looked at their biochemical markers. They found that when the bear woke up from hibernation, it had depleted all of its fat stores, and that things like uric acid and these were higher because it was more in a starvation state. It had gone this long period of time without eating, right? Higher uric acid, all these mechanisms were in play. Then the bear wakes up, starts eating, and the bear starts gaining weight. And guess what? The bear eats berries, very ripe berries, which rapidly increase, and it gorges, rapidly increase its fat storage. They see it become pre-diabetic as it's gorging and eating. They see it become full-blown diabetic, this fat, obese bear. And then guess what the bear does? It goes into hibernation again. And when they monitored the bear's biochemistry, they saw that it burned through their carbohydrates. It started to burn fat for energy. It burned through the fat, and then guess what? It started using muscle for energy. Uric acid starts going up. But so here's the thing: we know that uric acid has all of these biological mechanisms. But I'm going to talk to you about what drives uric acid high in a minute. But I want to lay out I want you guys to understand that when we look to nature, we see that uric acid creates a lot of problems. Well, it is an adaptive thing that you're glad you have if you're starving. But it's not. You're not glad to have it, and you don't want it if you're trying to be healthy and not die of heart disease, right? And have normal energy production. Because guess what? If you don't have energy production, you have increased fat storage, you become obese, and you have increased fatigue, which is what? It's the number one thing. Those are the top things that I see in practice. And people come to me with thyroid problems, and remember, guys, there are always layers of problems, right? There's layers of problems. It's not just, hey, I have high uric acid, and that's my only problem. Wouldn't we love that? I would love that. You would love that, because we'd be able to address that much easier. But no, it's thyroid dysfunction, it's uric acid levels, it's all of these other things layering that actually compound one another and contribute to one another, to each other. The problems contribute to each other in so many different ways. So we've got to figure out how to unwind and untangle that so that you can get your health back. But it ends up causing these major problems. So the question then becomes, okay, what drives uric acid high? Why do I have high uric acid? Because I'm not starving, right? I just laid out scenarios where uric acid goes high when people are starving. Or when animals were in a state of starvation. And it was a mechanism that increases fat storage and decreases energy production, and all these things that we know can have negative consequences to us as humans. But let me ask you a question, and I will tell you this: uric acid's not always. It's the only reason that it elevates is not just because of starvation. That's just starvation has been a time when we've been able to observe it, and we've been able to observe its impact on animals, and they've actually now studied it in laboratories, and I can tell you that we observe these same physiological types of responses in the clinical environment with humans. Okay, why then why is it high when you're not in a state of starvation? It's because primarily of what you're eating. Okay, there are foods that you're eating that are driving it high. Now here's what I'm going to do, guys. I'm not going to get into the things that drive it high. Because what I'm going to do is I want you guys to do a little bit of research for me. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to have another live stream because I need to go into a lot more stuff once we talk about what drives it high. So I'm going to do two parts to this. What I want you guys to do is this. I want you to post in the comments what drives uric acid high. Okay? Tell me what drives it high. The first person that gets what drives uric acid high, the first person that gets it, and I'm going to just tell you right now, it's not what you're thinking. It's not what you think. It is absolutely not what you think. You're going to Google it. Go ahead. You guys are going to Google what drives uric acid high, and the stuff and the thing that you find is not what I'm looking for. I don't want to tell you because you guys have to figure it out. But the first person that posts what I'm looking for, the driver of uric acid high, what we're going to do is we're going to give you our Hashimoto's transformation program. Okay, I'm going to give it to you. So we're going to look back at these comments, and whoever. And I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it for two people because there are people that are streaming on that are viewing this on the office of Dr. Brad Shook, and then there's people that are viewing here from the Greater Hickory Thyroid Support Group. So whoever posts it in the Greater Hickory Thyroid Support Group first, what drives it high, uric acid high, and I'm looking for something in particular. It's not going to be what you think. Okay, it's not going to be what you think. It's not what's going to come up on Google first. I promise you, it's not, because that's the classic. That's the classic thought behind what drives uric acid high. Now, some of you guys I've worked with, and you know because I've told you because you have high uric acid. And I've told you, the thing that drives uric acid high is X. And it's not what you think. Because it's not what and there are multiple things that increase uric acid. But there's one thing in particular that drives this process like no other. Okay? So if you post it, like we're going to do it for two people. So on the office of Dr. Brad Shook, post in the comments, what drives uric acid high? It's got to be the thing I'm looking for, and if you're the first person that posts it, we're going to give you the Hashimoto's Transformation Program. We'll contact you via messaging, instant messenger on Facebook. It won't be today, it'll probably be Monday or Tuesday before we actually give that to you. but I'll acknowledge it tomorrow if I'm able to do this part 2. And then guys, in the Greater Hickory Thyroid Support Group, post the things that drive uric acid high. And I'm looking for one particular thing that drives it high. And it's not what you think, okay? This promotes so many different problems for us, guys, that dietarily, uric acid can be driven high. So what we're, and this is what we think, this is what I'm going to tell you guys. A lot of people that have high, they're obese, they have insulin resistance, they have metabolic syndrome, they're pre-diabetic, they have high uric acid. And the doctors, and a lot of doctors think, well, you have high uric acid because of the obesity. And I'm going to tell you that what we're going to observe, this is what I think is going to be proven, because this is what a lot of the research that's been done on animal-based models, what we observe clinically, is that what we're going to find is that high uric acid precedes or comes before the obesity. Because high uric acid inhibits all these things, increases fat storage, decreases energy production, promotes obesity and fatigue. And you can drive uric acid high without being obese, right? The fasting animals, the emperor penguin, the bear that is in starvation mode, right? It's starving, that is at the end of its hibernating state, has higher uric acid levels because it's in a state of starvation. And that is a mechanism that helps it to gain weight and not die, right? It's actually an adaptive state, guys. It's an adaptation that helps it to survive. The problem is that what we are doing as humans is we are triggering an increase in uric acid, and we're promoting some of these mechanisms that are shutting down our metabolism, and we're not starving. And it's making us obese, and it's promoting heart disease. And we're dying of a pandemic of cardiovascular disease globally because of things like high uric acid. So here's the thing, guys. It does start with diet. And what we're going to do is in part 2, I want you guys to tell me, which will be either tomorrow or Monday, I'm going to look at the comments, and we're going to talk about what drives uric acid high, and we're going to talk really specifically some of the things that we need to consider. Now, I'm going to tell you that diet is the place to start. I'm not going to tell you what drives uric acid high. The classical thing that you guys are going to Google is not what I'm looking for, because it's not the strongest and most profound, most significant driver of high uric acid. I'm looking for some other food that drives uric acid really high, other than what you guys are going to find on the first result in Google. Okay? I'm just telling you. So the first person that gets it, though, in both groups, the Greater Hickory Thyroid Support Group and the Office of Dr. Brad Shook, guys, you post in the comments, because we have 2 different streams going here. Just post in the comments, and you guys are going to get the 6-week Hashimoto's Transformation Program free. And guys, that diet is a fantastic diet for people that have Hashimoto's, that have an autoimmune thyroid condition, have any autoimmune condition, that are type 2 diabetic or pre-diabetic, or that have gut problems. Our dietary approach is really focused on balancing blood sugar, improving gut health, and decreasing inflammation. So it helps so many different problems. It's a good framework for most people. Now, if you guys don't know this, today is what? Today's the 25th. Now, this month we have 28 days in February. So what's going to happen is that on the 28th, on the 1st of March, we are going to announce, we've had people that are entering our giveaway. We have a giveaway called thyroidgiveaway.com. If you go to thyroidgiveaway.com, you can register, you can enter to win the 6-week Hashimoto's Transformation Program, and we're going to give access for 2 people. We're going to give that to 1 person so they can share it with someone or share it with a friend. We do that once a month. So if you haven't entered to win our dietary program, which I'm going to go ahead and tell you, addresses this, what I'm going to talk about, the driver of uric acid, it will address that. You can go to our program, you can go to your Thyroid Giveaway and enter to win, and then you can actually purchase the program after you've entered to win, if you'd like, at a discount that we're doing right now as a promotion. So guys, you can do that. Our program is really focused on, remember, diet, lifestyle, and also helping you to understand supplemental approaches that can help you to address numerous problems with your health, whether it be digestion or inflammation, all these different issues, adrenal gland problems, hormonal imbalances. our program is really tailored to do that. It's video-based with guidebooks and a support group. I mean, it's really a fantastic, fantastic program that we're really proud of, and it's helped a lot of people. Guys, this is huge. Have any of you guys heard about uric acid's impact on obesity and promoting a lot of these problems? I mean, if you've heard of this, then post in the comments. But also, tell me that let me know that you have, because I'd really like to know how many of you are aware of uric acid's impact on this physiology. That it can increase blood pressure, increase insulin resistance, increase inflammation, decrease energy production, leading to fatigue, increase fat storage, promoting obesity, and ultimately, guys, that's what's driving a lot of our diseases today. Cardiovascular disease. We know that obesity, if you're obese, it's a predisposing risk factor for cancers too, which is number 2 cause of death right now. So we want to make sure that we're doing everything we can, as intelligently as possible, as specifically as possible, to help you guys take your health back. Now, if you need help, the thyroidgiveaway.com, which is my dietary lifestyle and supplemental guidance program, is a fantastic place to start. You'll save yourself so much trial and error by going through that. If you guys need help, if you just need someone to help you look at what's happening with you, or you just need someone to talk to, what I do is I do 15-minute consultations. I try to do 1 per day. You can go to hashimotosconsult.com. Even if you don't have Hashimoto's, which is an autoimmune thyroid condition, doesn't matter. If you're struggling with weight issues, if you're struggling with digestive tract problems, whatever it is, you can go there, and I have a video explaining what I do. But you can go to Hashimoto's Consult and request it online. My staff will contact you, and we'll set up a consultation so I can help you, try to give you some perspective on what's happening and where you may want to start. And then if you're just trying to learn more, go to drbradshuk.com here, and you can go, and we have tons of resources on our website. Now, I do distance consulting, so I work with people across the United States, across the internationally. I work with people. We work with people that come into the office as well, and we help them figure out this web of problems and these things that are happening that are contributing to people, their chronic disease processes, but obesity, contributing to fatigue, and all of these other issues. We try to help them figure out what's going on to the best of our ability so that you can actually be healthy naturally, right? We want you to be educated. We want you to be your own advocate. We want you to be able to be better partners with your physicians and your doctors. So that's what we've got to do. That's what I feel like I have to do, is I have to teach this stuff and break it into pieces so that people can at least become familiar with it and hopefully digest it and really start to improve their health themselves. So guys, if you need help, you can go there. If you need help and you think that you're interested in possibly doing distance consulting with us, then you can just go to drbradshuk.com and go to our application for care page, and there's a ton of questions and answers that you can go through there. Okay, that will help you to better figure out if that might be something that would be a good fit for you or not. But guys, I hope this has helped. Your homework: uric acid. What drives uric acid high? Post it in the comments. Whoever posts that in the comments, the first person to get what drives uric acid high, and it's something I'm looking for. I'm just going to go ahead and say it's not purines. It's not purines. That's not what I'm looking for. Purines are found in like organ meats and things like that. That's not what I'm looking for, guys. What I'm looking for is something else other than purines that drive uric acid high. Okay? There's something else that's a very potent stimulator of uric acid production. Okay? That's what I'm looking for. So whoever gets it right, post it in the comments. You're going to get our Hashimoto's Transformation Program free. If you haven't registered for our giveaway, we're giving it away at the end of the month. It's like 3 days. Enter our giveaway right now because it won't be until next month. It's a great, great program, guys. We've put together something we're really proud of, and I think you guys would definitely benefit from it and benefit from our support group. The other thing is, guys, share this information. People don't know this yet. We're going to talk about in part 2 what increases uric acid levels. Okay? The second video, we're going to talk about what increases uric acid levels. That's going to be, should be tomorrow. Okay? I'm going to talk to you guys about what drives it up. We're going to talk about more about what to do. But guys, share this with other people. Help other people. Help us help other people. Help your friends. Help your family to understand that there's more than just what you eat. It's not just calories in and the amount of calories that if you burn more than you consume, you lose weight. It is only relevant to a point. You have to take into consideration these other hormones and chemicals and things that are occurring within the body that will inhibit, shut down, and interfere with your body's ability to lose weight. Okay, and that can promote high blood pressure, insulin resistance, high inflammatory markers. Like C-reactive protein, which you guys have heard me talk about a lot, can actually be driven up with high uric acid. And the thing is that uric acid, most people will tell you that uric acid is the result of being obese and overweight. And I'm going to tell you right now that what we observe and what we see in a lot of cases and observe clinically is that uric acid can increase first, promoting these problems, increased fat storage, decreased energy production, and lead to obesity and fatigue. So get your uric acid under control by addressing what's driving it high, number one, and you're going to improve. You're going to decrease fat storage and increase energy production and reverse these things and get on the right path. Now, yes, you have to consider thyroid hormone physiology, sex hormone physiology, and some other things. But guys, you can work on most of that stuff all at the same time by making a few interventions. Okay? Those are the types of things that we teach in our thyroid, in our Hashimoto's transformation program. I could call it a weight loss program. I could call it Dr. Shook's whatever. But we work with thyroid conditions most commonly, so we call it the Hashimoto's transformation program. Okay, but it should be really helpful. But you can get a thyroid giveaway, enter to win our contest, and guys, you'll have a good opportunity. It's a good place to get started. It's a lot better than buying a bunch of books and trying to figure out what to do. We hold your hand through it. We have a support group. We have videos where I walk you through every single step. We have lifestyle recommendations. We have I give you a lecture, a class kind of like this, where I walk you through what type of supplements might be most beneficial for you by having you do an assessment of yourself. I explain what the assessment is, and it's very easy to follow. And then you know where you might need some nutritional support that's more specific to you. Okay, so I just want to share that with you guys. And I got to go, but I really appreciate you. I hope this has been helpful. Please do share this with other people. Post in the comments, first person that gets it right, what drives uric acid high? And I'm not looking for purines. I'm not looking for purines, which are organ meats and meat. That's not what I'm looking for. Yes, that does have some impact, and that is something we would look at, but that's not what I'm looking for. The first person that posts it in the office of Dr. Brad Shook, and the first person that posts it inside the Greater Hickory Thyroid Support Group, you're going to get our 6-week Hashimoto's Transformation Program free, which has all kinds of stuff with it, okay? So guys, if you need help, please reach out to us and let us know. Please share the videos. I hope you guys are enjoying this. We're going to do part 2, should be tomorrow. I'll shoot for, I don't know exactly what time it'll be. Tomorrow's I have a different schedule, but it's going to be in the evening. If I can do 1 to, it's probably going to be closer to like 2 o'clock tomorrow Eastern. Okay, probably 2, maybe 2:30 Eastern tomorrow. We're going to continue and go into part 2. Okay, hope you guys have enjoyed this so much. I appreciate you so much. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you guys soon. Please continue being your own advocate and learning. Guys, that's the best thing that you can do for your health is just to learn, be your own advocate, because no one is going to be able to help you as much as you can help yourself. And knowledge is power, so please continue to learn. We're going to continue to teach. Okay, hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for being here. Hey guys, Dr. Shook, thank you for viewing our videos. I hope they help you out. If you want to, just subscribe to our channel somewhere here. You can watch a video that YouTube's actually selected for you, so hopefully it'll help you out. If you need any other information or resources, just look in the description. We've got links to our website, to our 9 lab test guidebook, and everything else that we do. I really appreciate you, and I hope you guys have a great